What is up, everyone? Welcome to the podcast. Something happened recently that I thought was kind of interesting. I was talking to a real life person in real life, and I was talking to them, and I noticed like the way that they were pronouncing things was kind of weird. They weren't like fully like I was able to decipher what they were saying, but they were like, I don't know. They said it. They had kind of like I thought it was like, just like a speech impediment. And then, so yeah, I talk to them. I have a conversation with them, and then they're on their merry way. And what I didn't realize later, one of my friends says to me, it's like, "Oh, is that the first time you've met a deaf person?" I was like, "What the fuck? Deaf? They were deaf? They were deaf this whole time." Yeah, so it turns out the lady I was talking to was deaf the entire time. And I was like, that's why she like spoke, because she can't hear how she's pronouncing it. But it's like, I didn't even realize when I was talking to her. And I was just talking, and she was able to understand what I was saying, just by like reading lips. That kind of blew my mind. Because I don't know. I feel like sometimes I don't move my mouth a lot when I talk, so I'm like that. I was like amazed that she was able to do that. It's like, I don't know. It's amazing what the human body can do. I guess she was probably like born deaf, and just after 40 years on the planet, she's able to find out like how to have a conversation without hearing anything, and just reading lips and like understanding like context clues and mannerisms. Like that blows my mind. It's like those people that, like, I see videos of people like without any arms, and they're playing Fortnite, and they have like this contraption with like a series of straws that they like blow into or that they lick, and they play better than me. They're better than me at Fortnite, and they don't even have any fucking arms. It blows my mind. I've always wanted to learn ASL, actually. I feel like, because it doesn't require any speaking. That's always one that I thought would be. I guess I thought it would be easier. I don't know why I would think that. But I'll add that to the list of things I want to learn, along with French and Italian and Spanish. And I think the problem is I have a very bad memory, because I took 2 years of German in high school. I don't remember a fucking thing from that. So there goes that. There's mine. Does Duolingo, the app, have a sign language thing, or is it just spoken languages? I guess we'll never find out. Something else that I wanted to talk about. This is actually kind of old news at this point. There was a documentary on Netflix. I watched a Netflix documentary. Usually with these documentaries that go I guess viral, I usually don't watch them. But I don't know, people were talking about it, and it's called Unknown Number. The documentary, it's like about like cyberbullying. The thing with this story is that there's like a big twist. And so if you don't want to like know about what it is, just click off this, watch that instead, and then come back to this. Don't forget that last part. And so, yeah, but I was scrolling on Netflix, and my sister was next to me, and she's like, "Oh, isn't that the story where it turns out that it was the?" And then she just spoils the twist, and I'm like, "Great, cool." But I still watched the documentary anyways, because that sounded interesting to me. And I think I remember hearing. I feel like I saw a post, like an Instagram post about it, like a long. Those Instagram pages that are like, in 2012, they're just like little like crazy facts, They're like follow scary facts for more scary facts. So yeah, I remember hearing. I feel like I remember hearing that like a year ago or something. So I watched the documentary, and I gotta say, even though I knew what the twist was going in, the documentary it still does a pretty good job, like, making you guess. What the twist is that, well, the story is that, what happens is there's a girl, I think in high school, either late middle school or early high school. It was like a 13, 14-year-old girl. She's dating this other boy in high school or middle school. I know that that's the wide range, because it could be, you know, like an 11-year-old or it could be an 18-year-old. I'm gonna say high school. I think they're both in early high school. And they both start getting like these texts of just like very, very mean, awful stuff. They're just getting harassed, and it's like so many texts, and it just ramps up, and it gets worse and worse. This goes on for like a year. It's just saying things like, to the girl, I think the girl's name is Lauren, and the boy's name is Owen. And I think it starts off with like the unknown number being like, you're not good enough for Owen. You need to break up with Owen. Owen fucking hates you. You're making his life worse. And I think they do eventually break up, and it keeps going like, they just really mean things to the girl, saying like, you should kill yourself. Your body, you have a horrible body. You're flat. Which I think that's what it said, which is kind of weird to say to a very young girl. Yeah, then they tell the school about this. Then eventually the school gets the police involved, and then eventually the police get the FBI involved. And once the FBI are involved, they find out, they track because they were using like multiple like sock puppet numbers, and they're able to find the source of all these numbers. And it turns out that the person sending all these texts was Lauren's mother, which is very crazy. And they have in the documentary like body cam footage of the police coming to the house and being like, listen, we found out the number, and it was you. We know you're sending the texts. And then they tell the husband about it, and the girl finds out. That mom, okay, Lauren's mother, the person sending the text, she's just, I gotta say, just pure evil. I would say so many things that she did made me mad. Besides the fact of all the cyberbullying her own daughter, which how do you even justify that? I feel like she tries to give an explanation to somehow make anything seem better and to make her seem like not a horrible person. She's a monster. I'm not even gonna, like, because this wasn't like an accidental thing. Like, oop, I accidentally sent a picture of, I meant to send that text to this bitch at work. I accidentally sent it to you. This was almost a year's worth of long-term, it's like psychological abuse directed towards her own daughter. Like, I can't even, I think about Lauren, and I'm like, how do you even like make sense of that in your mind? This, like, because you're young, and you're like, you grow up, you're a baby, and you're like, this person, your mother is like, both your parents are like these pillars in your life, and you're supposed to like, you're supposed to trust them with everything that you have, and like believe that they're looking out for your best interests. And then you find out that like the main source of, like, a main source of pain in your life for the past like year, and probably there's like going to be like long-term effects of this, has been one of those pillars in your life. Like, how do you even make sense of like coming to terms with how like crooked one of these people that you assumed was like pure? I don't know, it's so fucked up. And in the body cam footage, like, they tell the police, they like Lauren, they tell Lauren that it was her mom or whatever, like the dad says it or something, and like Lauren's like crying, and the mom comes over and she wraps her around in her arms and like hugs her. Like, what? Like, get away from her. What the fuck? You're the danger. You are the danger, Heisenberg. Like, who are you protecting her from? What you should do, you walk out of that, just walk out of the house. Like, you are, like, what are you doing? Like, I was like, ugh, like, what the like, fuck you, dude. And she's like, the more she says stuff, and like, she's like, Lauren's mom is like, I got raped when I was 17 or something. I'm like, okay, obviously that's horrible. Like, that's horrible that happened to you. But that does not flip a switch in your mind and just go, I'm gonna harass my daughter over text for a year. Like, that doesn't. There's something missing there. There's like a few steps that, like, even if, like, in the perfect version of this where it makes perfect sense why you would do that. There's more steps than just that happening to you and you getting to that point. And she says, one of her defenses is like, she goes, I didn't start the texts. I guess she's saying that she wasn't the first person to send the text, but she kept it going for some reason. And she says that she kept it going so that she kept it going and she made the text worse to influence others to find out who it was. Which I do not fucking believe that for a second. Because it's like, first of all, they found the origins of all the fake numbers. Apparently, I mean, from what I surmise, it was just you who came up. There was no other person. Like, they didn't go like, oh, let's go to the original text and let's see. Oh, it's a different number. It's Jeremy. Oh, it's Jeremy next door. Let's get him. There's none of that going on. What there's a little sliver of, like, believing her. Like, there's like 1% chance of me believing her, because I feel like that's kind of like, that's something that you would, like, come up with a lawyer after you've been, like, arrested. But she says it, like, as soon as they tell, like, in the body cam footage, as soon as they tell it to her. So either, like, that is true, or that's just a lie that she came up in advance, like, preparing for the day that she would get caught. That's possible. But yeah, other than that, there's like they interview Owen's mom, which is the other boy that was getting the mean text sent that was dating Lauren. And Owen's mom is like, I think she was in love with my son. I think all the little girlies love my son, and I guess even the girlies and their parents, they love my son. My son is so perfect. My son Owen, he's so great. Even the girls' mommies be swooning over him. Which, that's a possibility. I'm not even gonna rule. I'm joking about it, but, like, that's a possibility too. She was obsessed with this little boy, which again does not make that any better. I think that if you're going to cyberbully your own child, you got to be a little bit more careful. By using today's sponsor. No, I'm kidding. What if I was like, and as long as you can get a VPN, and they won't catch you cyber harassing your own daughter over the phone. With today's sponsor, use code cyberbully for an extra 25%. No, I wasn't gonna do that. Anyways, yeah, I watched it. I watched the documentary. The documentary, I guess it was well made enough, right? I think the story was the more interesting part. I did find it funny how when they were interviewing the kids, because it's mostly like high school kids. They seem very they seem very young. Like, they seem like way younger than high school. But I guess, but they're talking about like high school drama. And I think it's, like, very funny to see this, like, super, like, polished, like, highly edited, like, documentary style. That's like but, like, the voiceover is just like, oh yeah, Stacy's so fake, dude. We used to do TikToks over in the lunchroom, and Stacy would just, she always wanted the credit for all they were saying stuff like that. I just thought it was a funny juxtaposition. But yeah, go ahead. I watched the documentary in I think 2x speed also. I didn't know that was a feature that you could do on Netflix. That helped me out. I wanted to show you guys this video that I saw. Apparently Papa John, the pizza guy. Apparently he makes Instagram reels now of him wearing a leather jacket and reacting to pizza related content. This is his Instagram. It's at the Papa John Schnatter. This is him. Text with POV, your crispy pizza is ready. Let's check this out. Let's see what the great commentary that Papa John has to say.
That's burnt. That's not good. It's overcooked. Not good. Sorry.
Damn, he's good. I mean, I was watching. I was like, I don't know. I think I would eat that, but if Papa John goes, it's burnt. I instantly, I'm not touching that thing. I'm not touching that thing with it at all. So thank you, Papa John, for the great insight. I don't know why he had a few more. I thought this one was just funny, but just because of how fucking pointless this video is. If I'm being fully honest, if we're dropping the sarcasm, this video literally does not need to exist. And it does. And watching this will do nothing to you in your life. I guess you could say that about most content on the internet, but this is just like nothing. I guess he's trying to like look cooler to the kids. You know, he's like, "Hey, it's me, Papa John. I know. Last time you heard about me, I got fired for saying the N-word, but it's me, Papa John, back again." And after I saw that, I looked into that because I was like, I remember there being there was the whole thing like he's on video in like a conference saying the N-word. They fire him. He also said, I think the main reason was not even the N-word thing. It was how he said he was criticizing NFL players for kneeling during the anthem. That was back when that happened, which is I don't think is very good. Just ignoring the whole the slur part. And I think a couple years later, the audio of that leaked. I looked into this, and then apparently there's I guess a movement to be like, Papa John did nothing wrong, because I guess the context in which he says it in, he's calling out Colonel Sanders. I think the quote is he's like, well, Colonel Sanders has been calling blacks beep, and nobody cares. That's what he says. And people are like, look, he's criticizing Colonel Sanders for using the N-word. He didn't do anything wrong. Two things. One, you can get that across without having to say the actual word. You could do what I just did. You could go, dee, or you could just go, Papa John called black people the N-word. I did not think that was very good because I have a problem with that word. What's the point of pointing out the problem with the word if you're just going to also use the word, right? Secondly, he calls black people blacks, which is almost just as racist as saying the N-word. So I don't think that clip absolves him of anything. I don't think watching videos in your leather jacket and posting them on Instagram is gonna make people forget about that. But thanks anyways, Papa John's. I hope I don't know what I hope Little Caesars hires you. No, I don't, because Little Caesars is actually good, and I don't think anything needs to change about it. I want the Little Caesars. What the fuck's their mascot called? Julius Caesar, is that who their mascot is? I want him to start reviewing things. I might as well show you guys some more videos now that we're watching videos. This one is a new challenge that the streets have been doing. This one went viral. Let me know if you've heard of it. It's called the 7 gallons of milk in the pocket challenge. Here we go. We got this guy. He's got, let me count that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 7. Yeah. He opens it up and he pours it in his pocket. What else is there to say? Man. He's really just dumping it in. That's one down. He's doing good on time also. There's the second one. I like the scenery of just the dark parking lot. Interestingly enough, a lot of the milk isn't staying in the pocket. I would say maybe 0% of the milk is staying in the pocket. We almost got 3 down. And then he stops there. I don't think he poured the rest in. I think this is just a little joke for the video. That being said, you're still wasting 3 gallons of milk, and he has other videos where he's just pouring milk everywhere. You know those shorts are gonna stink after like a couple minutes, right? And it's a funny concept for a video. It is a massive waste of food, but like you can't blame this on kids these days or the internet these days, because wasting food is kind of a staple of the internet. It has been for all this time. How to Basic, anyone? Anybody ever heard of How to Basic? That's just what people on the internet do. Unfortunately, we just waste food. And milk, especially milk. So yeah, I hope to see more videos like this. You guys ever seen that video of the guys pretending to slip and fall and they throw the milk in the air in the grocery store? That's crazy how that was a thing once upon a time. Yeah, so that's real great. I like milk. I used to like drinking. I drank milk a lot when I was younger. But then I kind of got, all the milk shaming that's going on. It kind of just got me to stop. Last thing I really wanted to talk about was the I've been following the fucking David news. Have you heard about this, David? David, the singer, which his name is stylized as D4VD, which is I never understood what the fuck that was. I always thought it was like dead, and I was like, dead? Apparently it's David, spelled with a 4 and no I. He's quite a popular music artist. He made a song, probably his most popular one, the I don't care how long. He made that one. The song that I liked from him was the one that he made for Invincible. I like that one. But this story is actually kind of fucking crazy. His car, his Tesla, was, and I think the story is still breaking now. I don't know if he's been arrested yet or what's going on. There was a car that belonged to him. They said that it was reported stolen, but apparently that's not true. I think that was false. It was found in like a Hollywood, they said Hollywood junkyard or some shit, somewhere where they put just cars or something. And there was someone said that there was a very foul smell in the lot. And in the trunk of this car, there was a dismembered body of a 15-year-old girl. It's actually kind of it look kind of serious. And they were like, oh my god. And a lot of the reporting was it was yeah, the car was reported stolen. It's registered to David, but he sold it, but then it was reported stolen, but his name was still in the thing. A lot of things that lead you to believe that he had nothing to do with it. And also he was on tour at the time, so they're like, he was on tour, he couldn't have done anything. But it's but then there's more stuff comes out. It's like the girl that was, her name was Celeste. And again, she was 15, and she has a long history with this David guy. Apparently they were together when he was 18 and she was 13, which already kind of criminal. They have the same tattoo on their index finger. He has an unreleased song where he says their name. There's Discord messages of him being like, "Where's Celeste? I want to talk. I love Celeste." What was the other thing? He released songs every year on her birthday. Fucking insane. So more and more, obviously, I'm not making, this is all alleged, I guess. I'm not making any statements, but all the evidence seems to point that he fucking did that shit. And that's honestly, it's like the worst you can get. That's like what he did is like some of the worst actions you could do in succession. One, the dating the child and the killing of them and cutting them into pieces. That is insane. Like that is one of the craziest like turns like of all time. Eating like I go in the comments of like posts about it and like there's all these fans defending him. People think he's being framed, which I don't know why the fuck someone want to frame him this way, or why, at all they would want to do that. And like it's just like the evidence is just piling on. It's just piling on. It's so crazy, and they're like I don't know all the David fans are just coming up with these like they're just saying all these things like oh, the car was stolen from him, even though that's not true. Yeah, they had the same tattoo on their finger, but so does this person. This person, it's actually a very common tattoo. What was there's another crazy thing that I saw. I don't know. It's just as you know, as someone who likes one of his songs, so I got I'm not biased against him. I'm 99% sure he fucking did that shit. Allegedly, but based on what I've seen. And oh yeah, the tour thing. They're like, he's been on tour. He was on tour when the body was found. We all know that dead bodies, they disappear after a day. You can't find them more than a day after the person was killed. And he was on tour yesterday, so that it couldn't have been him. We don't know how long she's been dead for. We know that she was missing for 2 years. She ran away with David allegedly when she was 13. So it's all just it's the craziest thing. Just thinking about like the magnitude of the crime that's been committed. And then the people are going through like the lyrics of his song. Obviously, he has that one romantic homicide, which is like literally what transpired if the evidence is true. There's another one. I don't remember what the fuck. Maybe it was the unreleased song that I'm thinking of. It's the I don't care how long it takes, referring to like when she turns 18. It's like it's all very bad, and I shouldn't be laughing about it, but it is just so fucked up that it's like absurd at this point. But yeah, rest in peace to Celeste. I am very sorry for the family and for the girl. She seemed to it's very sad. Anyways, let's get off of this. Let's get off this, guys. What's the sound effect that I can? Whoop. Let's run on up to the next thing I wanted to talk about. The Emmys just happened. The Emmys are pretty cool. I didn't watch them. I don't watch a lot of award shows. I just like to see what the winners are. Actually, it's pretty crazy. I think this year is the year that like I watched the most shows that were like nominated for Emmys. Because a lot of that's part of the reason why I don't watch award shows is like I haven't seen many of the things that are being nominated, right? Like I'm like I have this really long list of movies that I need to see. I'm always adding to it, but I'm almost never subtracting to it. Either I find a movie and I add it to the list, or I find a movie, and like I see a movie and I instantly watch it like that day. Either I watch it that day or it stays on the list forever. That's what happens. So I'm not making much progress. Because I'm like 30 years behind on pop culture. I just watched fucking Citizen Kane last week. I just watched Birth of a Nation yesterday. I was shaking my head the whole time. I don't agree with what was going on there. Just kidding. I've never seen Birth of a Nation, and I watched Citizen Kane like 2 years ago. Like I watched the Nora after the fact. I mean, that's kind of the purpose of the award shows, right? To tell people like these are good, you should watch these. Because then what else are they for? They're just there to fucking celebrate the fucking hard work of all the people. No. What are you, fucking crazy? But I saw like a thing of like shows with the most Emmy nominations, and it was like Severance, The Bear, The Studio, The Penguin. I was like, I watched all of those. Fucking hell yeah. Well, I haven't finished The Studio. I started watching The Studio. But I watched Severance all the way through, like, quite recently. That show's fucking great. I'm so glad. I think I was the last person on Earth who hadn't seen it yet, so I'm glad that I finally got around to it now. And now I'm anticipating a last season, or a third season, a new season, season 3. It's such a I don't know what to say about Severance that hasn't already been said yet. I think it's one of the best like looking shows I've ever seen. Like all the shots are like so beautifully framed, and like it's like nicely colored. And yeah, and I think the concept is like it's a very cool like sci-fi concept. Which I had heard about before I watched the show. I guess this makes sense. Before I watched the show, I was like, I don't really understand how it works. But they do a great job of making you understand, and they do like creative things with it that leads to like so many different interactions that are cool, and like bits of like dramatic irony where you're like, it's the same person, but it's a different set of memories, so they don't know. I guess spoilers for Severance. I'm not really going to talk about much of the plot. And it's kind of like for the actors. The ones playing the severed employees, it's kind of like a testament to like good performances, because they have to play like virtually 2 different characters, and it's like those characters could be like working like in opposition to each other without even knowing it, like they're like against like the other one's interests. I think this is kind of spoilers, but like the most like the best example of this is like Helly, because Helly's innie, which is what they call their work personality, and her outie, which is they call her not work personality. They kind of have like 2 separate, like 2 very contradicting motivations, right? And yeah, so Severance is great. I like Adam Scott. I first saw Adam Scott in Step Brothers, which is a movie that I watched a lot as a kid. Probably shouldn't. It's not appropriate for kids. And yeah, I'm also watching The Studio, and I really like The Studio because it's like it's about like the Hollywood industry, and especially like it satirizes like a lot of modern Hollywood, which as someone who is invested in that and like knows a lot about it, I find it very entertaining. And I like the frenetic like handheld camera. There's an episode where they try and film like a one take for this movie that they're filming in universe, and the episode itself is a oneer. And for some reason, one takes like one shots, they fire up something in my brain. I really like one takes, like oneers. I like them a lot. The whole episode is a oneer, just like that episode of The Bear, in season 1, and yeah, it's great. All the episodes, they're kind of like, they have this nice like percussion, like like the soundtrack's like, and like all the episodes, like they're just like a pot of water just boiling and boiling till it reaches its melting point, or its boiling point, I guess, or no, melting point. I guess that makes more sense. And yeah, it's very nice. I gotta finish it. It's got Bryan Cranston, amazing comedic actor. Seth Rogen, amazing comedic actor. Sal Saperstein, I don't know his real name, amazing comedic actor. Roderick, I think that was Roderick. He's the boyfriend of the. I don't remember her fucking name. I haven't watched. I'm 5 episodes in, guys. I don't remember her name. Okay, I was watching Instagram Reels the whole time. That was a joke. Sadly, actually, and more of the upsetting news, The Bear did not win a single Emmy this year, which I guess, I don't know. I guess the reception to season 4 was a little bit mixed compared to some of the other ones, but it's like they had this. It's like a crazy drop off. It was like they won like, I don't know, like 8 or 9 like last year, and then they went like from that to 0. They got the fucking Better Call Saul treatment. That's a fate that I would not wish upon my worst enemy. They're too busy giving all those Emmys to the Pit. I don't know what the Pit is. I've never seen the Pit. Kristen Milioti won for The Penguin, which is, I'm very happy for her. There was a clip that I saw, which I feel super bad for, because there's like footage of her like walking out of the Emmys, and people are like, "Can I let me help you out? Can I not help you out?" They're like, "Oh, what's up, Kristen? Congratulations on the win." And she's trying to like scoot by them, and she trips and she falls with her Emmy. I feel really bad because, like, I don't know. One, it's embarrassing to have that on camera for the rest of your life. Are you fucking kidding me? But I don't blame her. She's fucking getting swarmed by 1,000 people. Also, can I say something about the Emmys? They're too fucking big. Like, the award itself is huge. It's just, I was looking at the pictures of all the winners, and they're like, they have like the platform is like this fucking like dinner plate sized thing. And they gotta hold it up like with two hands, like, oh, like oh my god, like, why is it that big? It's because like I guess if they make it like it's smaller, and it'll fucking tip over because it's got like it's not a very like balanced design, I guess, with like the wings and the person holding up the globe. You gotta change that design. You look at the Oscars, right? The Oscars, they're sleek. It's a guy going like this, and it's like rounded head and shoulders. And that's all I had for this episode. Thank you all for listening.